Hi there, and welcome back to Nelson Sim Racing. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the ProSplit channel by Precision Sim Engineering. I'm going to be doing an unboxing, show the contents of the box, talk about installation, setup in Simhub, and give you my thoughts on. So stick around and hopefully you'll find this enjoyable and informative. Okay, so here's the packaging that the button box arrives in. Two items in the box that we are looking at is the mount to go onto the rig, which I paid extra for. It's a RAM mount, two attachment points and a single thumb screw to tighten them up. Very useful, very configurable. Box itself, matte satin black finish, I think we'll call that, with a gloss print showing you a picture of the box. Very pretty. See a hologram of authenticity, and then you can see it's a slide-on cover to protect the main box. So we'll just go ahead and fish that off. And there you go. There's the main box. I think that's a representation of one of their wheels. It's, you know, it's a logo. Inside the box, you can see on the top there's a QR code for instructions, which you can pause and look at your in your own time. I certainly won't bother. There's a warranty card in there. Opening up, first thing you find is the sticker sheets. I think there's 4 sticker sheets doubled up, and yeah, 3M self-adhesive sheets. Inside the box itself, you get the first look at the button box. What a marvel it is to behold. Lovely matte finish. The buttons are tactile immediately. They're keyed so you can feel a little ridge at the top. And then there's a ridge in between each button, which makes sure you're only going to push the button that you need to push. And 2 7-ways down at the bottom. Okay, so here you can see the contents of the package. We'll just fish the button box out. The backing plate there is Visa standard connections, and also screwed for the RAM mount. Thumb screws hold it onto the back of the plate. Those are diamond cut. You can see the button insets there, and you can see the keying system on each individual button to make attachment of labels simpler. See the 7-ways there, also machined with the diamond cut. Everything is beautifully put together. It feels extremely solid and tactile. The USB cable. So there's an elbowed end that goes into the back of the box, and then a standard USB into the PC. Then rocket science there. Mounting equipment, that's the standard mounting equipment. Go onto a rig, and then I'm not really sure what the smaller stuff is for. That's probably the Visa mounting equipment to go onto the back of a Visa mount if you bought that instead of the RAM mount. Moving on, you can see the RAM mount there. Again, 2 attachment points. They're identical in both directions, so you really just, it's a preference as to how you want to fit it, where you want the thumb screw to be. But the thumb screw just tightens up the balls and locks the position in. You can see where that's going to attach to the backing plate of the button box. The rear side of the box is countersunk, and that matches the bolts that come in the package, which you should see. Okay, so this is a quick look at how you add the device into Simhub. It's, I mean, I've already got it in there, but if you want to add a new device, just click Add New Device under the Devices menu, click Precision Sim Engineering, and then click OK. What you'll end up with is basically this view, slightly more tidy, something like that, with a few of these turned on. The defaults are, there's a basic animation, spotter overlay, flag, hit lane. I turn off flags because I have the grid for that, but if you want to use it, you can. Click enable, and it will give you the various different types of flag, and I think you can probably edit these. But there's no reason to do so. Again, I don't need it, so I turn it off. Spotter overlay gives you left and right brackets. Not rocket science there. Animation. I'll just show you that real quick. So you can see the animation in there built. It's going to move a red dot across the screen. Show you that on the wheel cam. Okay, so you can see that red dot moving across the screen there. There may be reasons to have it. It's just I programmed it in just to see it happening, but it seems a bit gimmicky and unnecessary. But again, limited by your imagination. So turn that back off. Again, if you want a static backdrop, you can see there. And then if you want to highlight individual buttons, you can do that with the static effect. And if you want it to blink, you can make it blink. That should be all she wrote as far as that goes. It's very, very simple. We'll move on. Okay, so we're here at race start. And basically this is, I'm just going to show you the spotter going active.
Green flag, green flag.
So you should see the spotter come active. Once I've got something, there you go, you should be able to see that now.
Still there. Stay on the left. Clear.
And you'll notice black with red flashing. You can change the order of things, or you can add a white background to it if you think it'll look better. But yeah, I mean, that's really all there is to that. Again, flags are available if you want them.
Left side. Clear on the left.
Just wanted to show that left side activating there as I careened recklessly through the crowd. Okay, let's move on. Very quickly before we do move on, that's a demonstration of the pit lane animation. And some cars passing in the background. Yeah, so that's all you need to know about that. Okay, so we're in Automobilista 2 here, and you should just briefly have seen the pit lane animation. There it is on the left. Get him to come by on the right. There it is on the right. So, yeah, all pretty standard stuff. And that background was loud. I don't know if you could hear that. Anyway, so you can see it works in multiple games. That's really down to Simhub. Once it works in one game, it will work in another. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to show you the sticker application process real quick. So I'll just go cam. It's good to have a think about what you're going to do before you do it. Because obviously you don't want to be making changes, but I've had a thought. I'm just going to populate the bottom row here just so you can see it. So peel off your sticker. It's tough to see on the camera, but I showed you earlier that there's little ridges which make situating the sticker. Could be a doddle, and yet somehow I've still managed to screw it up. So if you're ham-fisted like me, it might take you a couple of tries. If you're really, really terrible, think about getting some tweezers. Pretty close, not perfect. Basically, you should... There it is. You should feel it. Again, the top edge of these buttons have a little ridge, and you just sit the sticker into that. So that's going to be my... And you really can't see that. I'll get a better picture of that, but that's going to be my no fuel button. And then I'm going to take the next one along is going to be auto fuel. Do the next one, and it's probably not interested in a process, so I won't bother showing any others. Once I've done, I've only really mapped out three of these rows. So the top two will be clear until I decide what I'm going to do with them, because obviously you don't want to go wasting the stickers. Again, there you go. They fit pretty well. You can adjust them. Just showing you these stickers again. I think I've already done that in a video, but so the next one's going to be this one, and then the last one on that line I'm going to have toe. Okay, and so now you can see from this static picture, I've got fuel along the bottom, tires one layer up from that, chat messages in the middle, and I've left the top two blank. Just out of interest, the top left button is red because I'm loaning the PC to someone over the weekend, and I needed to set a button in Microsoft Flight Simulator for them to disengage the brakes on the plane. And so, you know, that just goes to show you can use this button box for more than just racing games. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so final thoughts on the Pro Switch. Wow. It feels so good. It looks incredible. It has lots of really useful features. It's super simple to set up. Simhub obviously does most of the carrying there. The LEDs are bright and configurable. The buttons feel tactile. The 7 ways are tactile and comfortable under hand. The stickers are easy to install. It's just fantastic. It's a great idea, and it's very well executed. It feels premium. Everything about it, from the nuts with the plastic insert to stop them unscrewing, to the diamond cut thumb screws, to the sticker ridges at the top of the button. It really does feel very premium, very well thought out. As far as what would I change, very little. I think from a packaging perspective, possibly because of the nuts that require a wrench, throwing one of those cheapo wrenches, I think it's 8mm. And from a usability perspective, the only thing I can possibly think of is one of the buttons with a dot, so that when you're touching it and not looking, you can figure out where you are on the panel, which would be useful to VR users. So at the moment, every button feels the same. You can pretty quickly align yourself because of the edges, but you know, if you hit one of the buttons if you touch one of the buttons in the middle and you're not looking, it would be useful to have, a dot on one of the buttons like they do on phones, so that you know which button you're pressing without looking. Other than that, Do I think it's value for money? Yes, 100%. It's about twice as expensive as a bog standard Etsy button box. But when you bear in mind it's got the LED grid, the fully programmable LED grid built in with the spotter functionality, flags, all that kind of stuff. If you do the math, it's worth that. And again, it's super high build quality. It really is fantastic. The only way you could upgrade from this really is to buy a Steam Deck with the LED buttons. And yeah, that gives you infinite ability to customize the buttons to your liking. But then you're into the whole software thing, constant software updates, all that kind of stuff. The simplicity of both the installation and the configuration of this is one of its charms. It really is just set it up and forget about it. It's fantastic. So, yeah, can't recommend it highly enough. If you have the means to get it, get it. You might have to wait for it. I think I had to wait about 6 to 8 weeks to get mine, but now it's here. Absolutely love it, and I'm already transferring some of my main race functionality buttons from my old button box onto the new one. There'll probably be more. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this review. If you did, think about giving me a thumbs up, subscribing. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you're interested, if you've got questions, fire away. Happy to answer them. But in the meantime, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again.